All eyes on a hotel near Tel Aviv, the venue for some furious bargaining. With a midnight deadline fast approaching, the center right's Yair Lapid trying to cobble together a seven-party coalition that would end the reign of Israel's longest-serving Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Under a tentative deal, Lapid would allow far-right leader Naftali Bennett to serve first as a leader for 2 years before they swap posts. Let's cross now to Jerusalem and correspondent to Yair Lapid. Iris, what's the latest?
The latest is very boring if you're not here, I think. It's all, has someone moved a quarter of an inch towards one another as these last hours to the deadline wind down, and there's a few holdout issues. And are they being resolved? Holdout issues with the Arab Party. First time an Arab party will be inside an Israeli government if this deal goes ahead. And holdout issues with the right-wing party of Naftali Bennett. He's going to be the Prime Minister with only 6 seats to bring to that party to the table. And there's a holdout issue with whether his number 2 should be on a committee to choose judges. So the court's looming very important. But the feeling is, when I've spoken to people, backroom people and people who know, that this is the Israeli way. You go right down to the wire. You're still signing the deal as you walk in. You present the deal as if the ink isn't just fresh, and you go ahead.
Did I hear you say, Iris, talking about bringing that Arab-Israeli party into the coalition? Because when the day began, we were more under the impression that they would give it a vote of confidence but stay out of government.
That's the other Arab party. But from what I understand, there is actual negotiation with the United Arab List about holding positions in the government, what that would mean. They have their own preconditions for entry. And even if it's not full entry, it's definitely different to anything Israel has ever seen before. So there is a question over whether one of the people from that list, maybe not the leader, Mansour Abbas, maybe someone else, will actually be a deputy minister. So yes, in the government, if you're a deputy minister.
Iris, as you say, Israelis know the drill when it comes to coalition building. Nonetheless, does it feel different this time? After all, Netanyahu has broken the record for longevity among Israeli prime ministers. Is there this feeling that we may be on the cusp of a new chapter in the country's history?
I think there's shock that it could even be true, even amongst the people negotiating. Netanyahu has dominated politics here for so long. He's very powerful. He held many other portfolios as well as that of the Prime Minister. So he kept the reins very tight to his chest. He also cut down opponents. He was very good at divide and rule. All of those things made him a dominant figure, as well as his personality, of course. And the thought that it could be the end of the Netanyahu era is actually so shocking that Israeli analysts won't even predict that 6 hours and one negotiation away from it being true. No one is prepared to say that. They all say that until the actual vote takes place in a week or so's time, they won't believe that it's going to be true, and that, to use that football analogy, it ain't over till the fat lady sings. I've heard a version of that from every person I've spoken to.
All right, Yair Lapid, many thanks for that live update from Jerusalem.